how to change your KTM power valve spring. That was a 17 KTM XEW 250, but this is going to work on all your carbureted models. If you have a fuel injected model, you're not supposed to touch it. So this is really for the carb models, all the bikes that come with 3 different springs, the green, the yellow, and the red. This is how to change it. Now, first thing, I got my bike leaned over on its side, and we're going to pull this cover off right here. So these 2 6mm headed bolts, we'll just pull them out. Okay. Just going to pull these 2 6mm bolts out, and we will get to our auxiliary power valve spring. Now, I've been experimenting with a few different ones, and I'm going to come back to the original best setup that I found, which is, okay, with your power valve cap removed, you can come in here, pull your spring stack out, and down inside, so with a screwdriver, try not to stab yourself in the hand, you can get her pulled out of there. So I was running the green spring, which is the stiffest, keeping your power valves closed the longest, giving you lots of bottom end and then a delay to get the top end power. Your bike will come factory with the yellow spring, and then I personally like the red spring. So the red spring is the lightest, gets the power valves to open the quickest, and gets you into that top end power the fastest. So now we can go ahead and get this guy installed. Pop this guy out of the bottom. Slide our spring on, put it back together. Now, when you slide this back in the bike, there's a notch here. There's a pin down in this hole. If we look down in that hole, that pin that's in the center needs to line up with this notch. So make sure those guys are lined up. Slide it back down in there. And then if you give it a turn, you can feel that it's locked in. And now we can go ahead, put our cap back on. Now, with it being the softest spring, I like to run this guy right flush with this. So factory, they're threaded in like a half a turn, and you just got to thread it out. Now you can buy the fancy T-handle tool from KTM for a couple bucks, or you can just take a 6mm threaded bolt. The threads are 6mm. Take your angle grinder, grind a couple flat spots in it, and it'll fit down in there. And then with an 8mm wrench, I can back it out. This is my personal setup. I suggest you just play with it. Don't make any changes too drastic. Do like half, quarter turn at a time. So you can see we got the brass flush, and this is my absolute favorite power setting. So go ahead and install our cover. If you wonder why the bike is leaned over, it's to keep the oil from running out of it, and also so you don't drop that spring. It's much easier to just slide that spring straight in than if the bike is horizontal and try and carry it in. We hold that down, get our little bolts back in place. 4 or 5mm threads, so do not over tighten them. Refer to your owner's manual for a torque spec.